Hi, my name's Kathryn, and the garment I chose is this dress from Princess Polly.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I chose this dress from H&M.
Hi, I'm Evie, and I chose this dress from Free People. And within this project, we noticed that there's many similarities and differences between each of our garments.
Yeah, a big difference that we noticed was that Kat and ours have a lot more stretch to them, and it's because that they're knits.
And mine has barely any stretch to it because it's a woven. I also have a lot more garment pieces than Erin and Kat because mine is a woven. So I have a lining, and I also have pockets within my garment as well.
Yeah, we noticed that my dress has the least amount. I just have like 2 shaping bust panels and a front and back dress panel.
Mine has a total of 10 pieces together, with the front, the back, and then the sleeves, and then there's a separate collar piece as well, and the cuffs in the bottom.
We also noticed that all of our fabrics are very similar in the way that they're soft, but they're soft in different ways. Like mine is like a jersey knit fabric.
Mine's like fuzzy, very much shedding too.
Yeah, mine is a velvet fabric, and it also has areas of burnout, which leaves this kind of sheer effect, which is also why the lining is needed for the wearer.
And then the biggest similarity that we all probably noticed was that they're all made out of like synthetic polyester fibers.
As a group, we decided that my garment actually has the greatest amount of quality just because of how many pattern pieces it has. And also, when you're looking at the garment, there's not very many noticeable mistakes on it or threads hanging out.
We said that mine probably has the worst quality because it does shed. There are some pieces that are falling off, and it's very sheer.
Mine probably falls just in the middle because it's held up pretty well through like multiple wears and washes. The only main issues that I noticed with it is just that the material is quite thin. We were considering if we were to choose like a different garment category for our same brands, that we probably would have come up with the same conclusions. Yeah. They would have fallen in like the same order.
Although we all discussed the different qualities of our materials, a lot of the reviews also had a lot to say about them as well. So for the majority of the reviews on Free People, a lot of them were saying that they had really good quality materials, that were trendy styles, and that the color choices of the materials used to construct the garments were very vibrant.
For the reviews on H&M, there were a lot of reviewers who were happy with the fit for the most part, and they were also pleasantly surprised about like the stretch that the garments gave and how that fit to their bodies.
So the reviews on Princess Polly about this garment specifically, so there were only 2 reviews. One of them was saying that it was cute and trendy and it fit the aesthetics, especially with the colors that is used.
Although there were many quality wins that the consumers pointed out, there were a lot of areas in which the company shared fix. For Free People, a majority of the consumers said that the styles ran very oversized or very big, and so it was hard to find their size. And a lot of reviews also addressed that, at least for this garment, that the bust area is not meant for larger busts, and that can really affect like the clientele that they are trying to reach.
Yeah, when it came to negative reviews about similar garments to this one, because I couldn't find the specific dress on H&M's website, I looked at a lot of other type of like jersey knit fitted dresses, and some discussed that it ran slightly small or shorter than expected.
Yeah, so going along with negative reviews, mainly the only negative review that there is that it does run very big, but I think it has to do with it being an oversized relaxed fit. Other than that, from other garments, a lot of people have been saying the same things, like it's cute and everything, but it does run pretty big.
As a group, we all decided that we agree with what the consumers are saying in the reviews, and although we all agree with them, I would say that like a large concern from my clientele was that the garments run large and that it's hard to find the sizing. However, I believe that Free People is purposely having their garments run a bit larger because they are trying to achieve the oversized, relaxed aesthetic of clothing.
Going along with that, I think that's the same case with this garment in particular because it is an oversized relaxed fit. So typically what you're going for, you're gonna have to probably size down.
Yeah, I would also agree with the reviews that came for H&M. The positive and the negative reviews. I feel like I've experienced both of those things. When it comes to the quality standards, specifically for H&M, they do a pretty good job in reporting and like making it transparent to their customers about what they do to evaluate the quality of garment materials. They have like a 4-point system, which basically means that for the bulk of their fabric, there can't be any more than 4 penalties per yard of that. Which is something that I feel like I've noticed when it comes to like wearing and purchasing their garments, like that the material holds up pretty well. And another aspect of like quality testing that they've reported on is like physical and chemical testing between like H&M themselves, their factories, and their suppliers.
Unlike the experiences that Erin had with H&M, Free People does not go too far into detail regarding their quality standards of their garments and materials. The only thing that they note on their website is that they are using environmentally friendly and sustainable fabrics to make their garments, and that these fabrics will undergo quality testing and make sure that they are of like that certain standard. But besides that, it doesn't really go that far into detail of like how they're tested or exactly like what kinds of quality standards that they're like meant to be upheld to.
So for the reported quality standards for Princess Polly, they don't really go into much of what they do. They just say that they're creating higher quality products and more sustainable.
When evaluating like which of our 3 brands was the most transparent, it seemed that H&M was. I was able to find a lot of information about their suppliers and factories, like an entire spreadsheet essentially of the countries that they produce in and how many suppliers and factories separately are located in all of those countries.
Although we thought that Free People was going to have like the highest transparency out of all of our companies, we actually found that it has the least amount of transparency. For me, it was really hard to find a lot of information about their supply chains and their manufacturing. That sort of information is not listed on their website. It was very hard to find outside sources.
Going along with the supply chain's transparency, they do go into how they want to become sustainable by using lower impact materials.
When it comes to like outside fact checking for all of our brands in particular, we found that Good On You was a pretty reliable source to reference like all 3 of our brands in particular. I also found that like the New York Times had a article that I used.
Yeah, I also used Good On You to help me find more information about Free People's supply chain and manufacturing processes. What surprised us was about how Free People had the least amount of transparency out of all of our companies, especially since they're of like a way higher price point. And they don't come off as a fast fashion company. However, they definitely are considered to be fast fashion just because of the amount of garments that they mass produce.
Yeah, like we definitely were expecting for like Princess Polly and H&M to give us like a lot less information and to be like a lot less sustainably focused than they were. So for that to be like compared with Free People and to notice that they're like all on a very similar playing field, and if anything that H&M of all companies might be doing more than they are, was really shocking. It was just really surprising that H&M had so much like readily available information. And I think that all 3 of us have kind of realized that as consumers, we kind of do have a responsibility in a way
to do that research.
Yeah.
The project definitely made me kind of recognize that I might not buy from Free People in the future. Companies should be more transparent with their consumers.
Sure, and I think when you like put it in perspective of us becoming professionals in the industry, it does make us realize how important that is to be transparent and to like offer that for your company, because you're really only like building a trusting relationship with your customers and allowing them to give you feedback to improve your management styles and things like that.
I feel like for definitely all of our companies, I feel like they definitely should have it more easily accessible to see this type of information, because without this project we wouldn't have known about the problems with certain companies.
Definitely an interesting project for us all to like take part in, to get like that perspective on different ends of the industry.
Overall, I definitely think that this project made us reconsider how we're going to shop in the future
and the differences that we want to make when we finally get into the industry.